Celebrate 98. We thank Tennessee Cider Company. Are you guys telling me there were no $100 handshakes? Because I umpired to get through college. I would have given you guys a $100 handshake. You were so good.
Only $100 I got came from my mama because she made everybody in the family who came to the game give up some cash. That was it.
Wow.
Yes.
We were too scared, man. We were too scared to go get in trouble and do anything. Like,
I wasn't getting in trouble, man. You understand who my mama is, man. I'm not about to do nothing crazy to get kicked out.
Dave, I didn't have a home to go back to. My grandfather told me, my dad died my freshman year, and I almost quit school then. I literally almost walked. Billy Ratliff will tell you, hold on, let me tell you what they know about big man Billy Ratliff as freshmen. They used to call us the Greyhound brothers.
Yes. Yes.
Because we would get on the Greyhound bus and go home and nobody know where we at.
Man,
nobody.
I did 3 times, man. I left 3 times.
They had to go get us. Had to go all the way to Mississippi to get Billy Ratliff. Had to go. They used to tell the coaches used to tell the players, "Hey, whatever you do, don't take them to the bus station."
So, Billy, you went home 3 times with the intentions,
man. 3 times, man.
With the intentions of being done. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I mean, I was just homesick, man. I mean, when I first got there, as a freshman, and we're going through, the freshman practicing and everything, and that's had my first injury, and I had shin splints, and they gave me like this little machine to like put on my shins. I think it was called like the bone stimulator or something like that.
Yep.
And
machine.
Yeah. So I'm in my room rehabbing. I go in there and I rehab and everything. And this is the first time though. So my roommate was Ian Martin. We called him 3-Pop.
3-Pop.
And he tore his knee up the next day, tore ACL.
Yeah,
and of course he had surgery the following day. Well, Ian got the opportunity to go home with his parents to rehab. They gave me a bone stimulator. I'm 16 years old, man. I'm just a baby, just a kid. Never been away from my family before. And I'm like, oh, hold on. So they just going to let him go home and rehab and they ain't going to let me go? So I called Greyhound and they had a $12.50 one-way ticket to Macomb, Mississippi. And they called it was the Midnight Express. Wasn't nothing express about it because it took me 27 hours to get home.
It's because they stop at every stop.
They stop everywhere.
Oh, man, I'm like, man, as soon as you get like, comfortable on the seat and go to sleep, you hear those brakes. Either dropping a package off or picking somebody up. And man, I got home the first time, and of course, no one knew it. But they came, got me. They sent somebody down there, told me, hey, you got to get back up here, man. And I got back.
So did you say you were 16?
Yeah, I was 16 when I got to campus.
16? Wow. Man, that's a lot to go through at 25, much less 16.
Tell me about it.
Big word. I can still tell you every stop the bus makes from Knoxville to Atlanta. I still remember them like it was yesterday.
So your intentions on the Big Express there was you're done with football, done with college?
Well, not necessarily. I just want to go home and rehab.
Okay.
I just wanted to go home and rehab with my family where I'm comfortable at.
Dave, I'm gonna tell you what I think it was. I don't think it was homesick. I think it had a lot to do. I think it had something to do with homesickness, but I think also he was kind of being pushed to be a defensive tackle or defensive end from linebacker too. I think that had something to do with it also.
That was the second time.
Okay, so we haven't gotten into that. I didn't know you came in linebacker, frankly. So when they come to, and they did that with a lot of people, they would move them up. They'd move corners to safeties. Fred White. They'd move safeties to linebackers and linebackers.
Ed Westmoreland, Al Wilson.
Yeah, defensive linemen, and they would just move guys up to benefit, to take advantage of speed, I should say. And so they come to you. Who comes to you and says, "Hey, Billy, we got this great news. You played linebacker your whole life, but you get to go play with your hand down in the dirt against 330 pounders." Who dropped that news on you?
I bet I know what weekend it was too. I bet I say it was weekend they told you this.
Well, let me tell you how they did me, man. So,
How they did me.
So they came and told me that Coach Foreman wanted to have a meeting with me. And of course, I'm thinking, I know I wasn't in trouble, so I'm just wanting to know what's going on. So I go up to Coach Foreman's office and bring me in, and he sit across and he got his hand on his knee and looking at you with them beady eyes, and he looks me dead in my eyes and say, "How you doing today, Billy?" "I'm doing okay, Coach." "Well, I got some good news for you, though."
Oh,
I was like, "Okay." "Well, I think you one of our best 11 defensive guys out there on the field, Billy, and I think you one of those guys. And I think we're gonna move you down to defensive end." I'm a freshman, so I'm like, "Oh, you think I'm one of the best 11?" So I'm starting. So I'm thinking I'm starting. I'm like, okay. And he said, "Yes, we're gonna move you down there. Matter of fact, today we're gonna start you over there and transition. I want you to go to Coach Cardwell's meeting room this evening." Well, I get in there and they tell me where I was gonna be playing, and immediately I'm pissed. So they tell me that I'm on the best 11, but then they put me behind the best defensive player we got on the field,
Leonard Little.
yep.
number one. So I'm playing left defensive end. I'm like, okay. But then I understood now, as time passed, I understood what they was doing because I was starting on a lot of the packages. But I wasn't in my mind because I'm like, man, they gonna put me over here, man. I ain't gonna be able to play, man. So I don't call my mom and told her what's going on, and then she, of course, used that motivation. It's like, well, baby, they must think you're good if they're gonna do that. Then I'm like, yeah, mama, but I ain't starting though. They told me I was the best 11, not the best 12.
So you're playing behind Leonard Little, who's one of the best defensive ends of his generation. It's kind of, I don't care how athletic you are, it's kind of tough to get on the field.
Well,
that's a tough one right there.
And it made it fun for me once I transitioned into it because the packages that we ran, I was on the field a lot.
So was that the Florida game when he switched you over, or right after the Florida game?
It was right for the Florida week. That's when they switched.
Yeah. That's when he get everybody. That's when he got Al. That's when he got me.
Right before did you say before or after the Florida game?
It was before the Florida week.
Week. They want more speed on the football field, so we're gonna move you down. We got these packages for you. Yeah, that's how they got Al too. They got me the same way. Yeah.
Wow. And for those that don't know,
you're gonna play nickel, but you're gonna be back here.
Who's just safety. But yeah, they moved Fred. Fred was a top corner, incredibly fast, and they immediately they immediately wanted you, well, not immediately, but pretty quickly wanted you to bulk up and play a safety because they had so many corners.
You know why they bulked me up?
No.
I hit Jay Graham in practice in summer. I'm playing corner. He runs a sweep around the edge. He's coming outside towards me, and I hit Jay Graham, and I laid him out, and the ball went this way, Jay went that way. Literally, as I'm coming to the sideline after the play, every safety was like, "Oh boy, you're gonna be back here with us." Come on to the meeting room with us, bro. You back in with us. Know what y'all talking about? I'm a corner. Nah, not hitting like that. Our corners don't hit like that.
Man, Fred was a freakish athlete too. Don't let him tell you all this. Fred was DBs hated Fred. The upperclassmen hated Fred because Fred was a track star too. So you know, Fred was like what 130 pounds wet when he got here. You know what I mean? And doing practice like Monday they run the mile. Fred run the mile in like 3-4 minutes. You know, he was be done, and they was pissed at him. I mean, but Fred would knock your head off. And that was just a rare thing that corners did. You know, back then, a great corner was a guy, it was Deion Sanders. So everybody looked at Deion Sanders. So that's what they did. They wanted interceptions. But Fred had the total package. So now if Fred would have did that last move that they wanted him to do.
What was that? They didn't want you to move to linebacker, did they?
Yeah, they did.
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
See,
you know what? I think about it all the time now because Eric Westwater played middle.
Yes. Think about what today's NFL linebackers look like.
Yep.
Yeah.